What if the infant Goku, the legendary Saiyan, had never landed on Earth? What if his spaceship had crash-landed not on a blue planet orbiting a yellow sun, but on the radiant, alien world of Krypton? A planet brimming with science, power, and heroes whose abilities rivaled gods. Krypton was a civilization of unmatched brilliance. Towering spires of crystal shimmered under its red sun. Its people were strong, disciplined, and filled with a destiny of greatness. And now, in a quiet, desolate crater on the outskirts of Argo City, a strange ship fell from the heavens. Inside, a baby with a shock of black hair and eyes wide with curiosity cried out into the alien night. The baby was found by the L family, guardians of Krypton's most advanced knowledge. Jor-El, a scientist obsessed with the future of his planet, was immediately struck by the child's aura. Something about this infant radiated strength far beyond anything Krypton had ever known. Unlike their own children, who grew strong under Krypton's red sun, this child seemed different, alive with untapped energy. From the beginning, Goku's abilities were extraordinary. Even as an infant, he displayed agility, reflexes, and strength that outstripped the strongest Kryptonian toddlers. The L family nurtured him, teaching him Krypton's advanced sciences and ethics, but even they could not contain the raw, wild power that surged within him. As he grew, Goku became a marvel among Kryptonians. Unlike Kal-El, who had to wait for Earth's yellow sun to unleash his full potential, Goku's Saiyan physiology allowed him to access bursts of strength, speed, and energy manipulation even under a red sun. His training was relentless. He sparred with the greatest warriors of Krypton, mastered alien martial arts, and learned to harness his innate ki, a force unknown to Kryptonian science. But Goku was not like other Kryptonians, where they relied on discipline, strategy, and science. He thrived on instinct, creativity, and raw power. He would leap higher than any known Kryptonian could, punch faster than the speed of sound, and sense energies that even Jor-El could barely comprehend. Even Superman, born centuries later in another timeline, could not have imagined such a combination of alien might. Krypton itself began to change. Goku's influence spread like ripples across water. His energy signatures resonated with the very planet, subtly amplifying the abilities of other Kryptonians around him. Children who once struggled to harness their strength now matched their elders. A new era of Kryptonian potential dawned, fueled by the strange alien who had fallen from the stars. Yet not all saw him as a blessing. The Council of Krypton, wary of this anomaly, debated whether the Saiyan child represented a threat. Could a being so powerful upset the delicate balance of their society? Was he a herald of destruction, or a savior who would push Krypton to unprecedented heights? Even Jor-El, fascinated by Goku, could not predict the outcome. As the years passed, Goku's personality blossomed alongside his power. He was curious, cheerful, and endlessly determined. Yet, a Saiyan instinct lingered within him, a drive to fight, to improve, to challenge any opponent. Unlike Kryptonians, who respected hierarchy and tradition, Goku's growth came from pushing limits, breaking boundaries, and exploring the world with uncontainable energy. It was during his adolescence that the first major shift occurred. A massive meteor storm threatened Krypton, capable of destroying an entire city. Goku, now strong enough to deflect energy and manipulate gravity, leaped into action. His speed and power were unmatched. Where Kryptonian defenses faltered, Goku's raw might shattered the meteors before they could strike. The people of Krypton watched in awe. The Saiyan child, raised as one of their own, had become something beyond their understanding. A guardian with the strength to rival legends, a hero born of another world, yet fully intertwined with their own. But Goku's presence had consequences that no one anticipated. The red sun, under which Kryptonians had always been constrained, could not fully contain his Saiyan power. Each burst of strength sent shockwaves through the planet, awakening dormant forces, stirring ancient knowledge, and even altering Krypton's own evolution in subtle, unforeseen ways. And somewhere in the council chambers, whispers grew. Could this child, no matter how kind-hearted, be the catalyst for Krypton's ultimate salvation or its destruction? Krypton had never seen anything like him. Goku, the Saiyan child raised among their greatest minds, had become more than a student, more than a warrior. He was a force of nature, a living anomaly who bent the limits of possibility under a red sun. His presence alone reshaped the world around him. By now, Goku had reached adolescence, and his power was staggering. Unlike other Kryptonians, whose abilities remained modest under the red sun, Goku's Saiyan physiology allowed him to harness energy in ways Krypton could not comprehend. He could move faster than thought, strike with unimaginable force, and even sense the flow of energy across the planet. The training of the L family, combined with his natural instincts, had turned him into something approaching legend. The planet itself began to respond to him. Crystals that powered Krypton's cities hummed with energy, glowing brighter whenever he passed. Animals, once timid, displayed extraordinary strength and speed. Even the architecture seemed alive, as if the planet recognized that something beyond ordinary life now walked among them. Krypton scholars began to study him obsessively, hoping to understand how one alien child could surpass centuries of evolution. Yet the council grew uneasy. A being with unchecked power, no matter how good-intentioned, was a risk they could not ignore. Alara, a council elder, warned Jor-El that Goku's Saiyan instincts, his need to fight, to push boundaries, to seek stronger opponents, could destabilize society. Even heroes can bring ruin if their strength eclipses all understanding, she warned. Then came the first real test. A rogue faction of Kryptonian scientists, believing Goku's presence a threat to order, attempted a coup. They unleashed a prototype energy weapon capable of erasing an entire city. Goku, sensing the danger, reacted instinctively. He soared faster than light, intercepting the weapon mid-flight, shattering it into fragments that scattered harmlessly across the planet. His power was undeniable, his speed unmatched. The aftermath left the council divided. Some saw salvation in him, a protector unlike any Krypton had ever known. Others saw doom, fearing that his strength was beyond control, that the delicate balance of Krypton's society could crumble under his influence. Even Jor-El admitted privately that he could not predict the full consequences of the Saiyan child's existence. Meanwhile, Goku continued to grow, driven by curiosity and the insatiable Saiyan desire to surpass limits. He sought out challenges everywhere, sparring with the most elite Kryptonian warriors, exploring the deepest corners of the planet, and testing the boundaries of energy manipulation. Each encounter pushed him further, making him not just stronger, but wiser in battle and instinct. The influence of a Saiyan on Krypton was profound. Entire generations of Kryptonians became stronger, faster, and more resilient, inspired by the alien who had fallen from the stars. Martial disciplines were refined. Scientific innovation accelerated. The society of Krypton evolved at a pace no one had imagined, guided subtly by Goku's presence and example. But change came with consequences. The energy surges caused by Goku's battles disrupted planetary systems. The red sun's radiation interacted with his unique physiology, producing unpredictable bursts of power that sometimes endangered entire regions. Cities that once stood proud now bore scars of conflicts that were, in a way, necessary for evolution but terrifying in their intensity. Then came the moment that would define Goku's legacy on Krypton. A colossal meteor, larger than anything in recorded history, was hurtling toward the planet. The council despaired. Krypton's defenses, even with its most advanced technology, were insufficient. But Goku did not hesitate. With a roar that shook the skies, he soared into orbit. Energy flared around him as he met the meteor head-on, breaking it apart in an explosion of light and force that rivaled the planet's own core energy. The people watched, breathless, as the Saiyan child became a symbol of both power and hope. Krypton had been forever changed. His presence accelerated evolution, tested limits, and inspired greatness. But it also carried the seeds of danger, a reminder that unchecked power, no matter how noble, can reshape worlds in ways even the wisest cannot fully predict. As the planet's leaders and citizens reflected on what had transpired, one truth became clear. Goku was no longer just a child from another world. He was Krypton's guardian, its anomaly, and its future. And as whispers spread across the planet about the alien who had fallen from the stars, one question lingered in every mind. Could any being, even one as pure-hearted as Goku, truly exist without altering the destiny of an entire world? The story of a Saiyan on Krypton was only beginning, and its echoes would resonate through history. Before we continue exploring tales of cosmic what-ifs, don't forget to subscribe to Genesis Vault for more deep dives into worlds where heroes and legends collide in unimaginable ways.